Stop what you are doing right now and do not book a single seat on your next flight until you have watched every second of this video, because what we are about to share with you here at Airport Wisdom is information that the airline industry has spent years hoping you would never piece together. Information that separates the senior travelers who board every flight relaxed, comfortable, and completely in control of their experience from the ones who spend hours trapped in the wrong seat, wondering how everyone around them seems so much more at ease on the exact same aircraft paying the exact same base fare. And the answer has nothing to do with luck and nothing to do with spending more money than you should ever have to. It has everything to do with understanding the hidden architecture of how airlines design, assign, price, and manipulate seat selection in ways specifically engineered to work against the informed passenger and in favor of airline revenue. And once you understand that architecture the way the thousands of experienced senior travelers in our Airport Wisdom community now understand it, you will never again accept a randomly assigned seat, never again pay an unnecessary upgrade fee, and never again board a long flight without knowing with complete confidence that the seat beneath you is working for your body and your health rather than against it. So let us get straight into the secrets, starting with the one that traps more unsuspecting passengers than almost anything else on this list. The back row of any commercial aircraft is one of the most consequential travel mistakes a senior passenger can make, and airlines will never put this in writing anywhere on their booking platforms. Those last row seats that always seem mysteriously available when everything else appears full are available precisely because frequent flyers have learned through painful experience to avoid them without exception. The seats in the final row do not recline at all, not slightly, not partially, but completely not at all, because the cabin wall directly behind them prevents any rearward movement whatsoever, which means your spine remains locked in a fixed upright position for the entire flight, creating muscular tension and skeletal compression that generates stiffness and pain lasting for days after landing. And for senior travelers managing arthritis, spinal stenosis, or any of the musculoskeletal conditions that become more significant with age, that locked position is not merely uncomfortable, it is genuinely harmful to your body over the course of a long flight. You are also positioned at the center of lavatory traffic for the entire journey, with constant noise, odors, and the physical intrusion of passengers moving past your row continuously from boarding to landing. If circumstances ever place you near the back despite your best efforts, always choose the aisle seat in the second to last row. You eliminate the bathroom problem entirely while retaining most of the boarding advantages. Now let us talk about something that is actively costing senior travelers real money while simultaneously delivering a worse experience than a standard seat would have provided. The exit row, which airlines market brilliantly as a premium comfort upgrade, but which carries hidden trade-offs that are particularly damaging for senior passengers. The moment you sit in an exit row, every piece of personal storage at your feet disappears completely because FAA regulations require that floor space to remain clear at all times, which means your bag containing your medications, reading glasses, snacks, and everything you would normally reach for throughout a long flight must go into the overhead bin and stay there for the entire journey. For a senior traveler who accesses medication on a schedule or simply wants their belongings within reach without standing up repeatedly, this is a fundamental problem that no amount of extra legroom compensates for. Add the temperature reality. Exit doors are not thermally insulated to the same standard as the surrounding fuselage, and at cruising altitude where outside temperatures approach 70 degrees below zero, sitting directly adjacent to that door creates a localized cold environment that senior travelers who are already sensitive to temperature change find genuinely miserable over several hours. The bulkhead seats carry identical problems: awkward fold-out tray tables, fixed armrests that cannot be raised, entertainment screens at neck-straining angles, and zero underseat storage, all wrapped in a premium price tag that the airline collects before you discover any of it. Here is one of the most strategically important insights in today's entire video. Many major airlines now board window seats first, middle seats second, and aisle seats last. And while this system works well for the airline's operational efficiency, it creates a serious problem for senior travelers who chose an aisle seat for its practical mobility advantages. If you are in an aisle seat under this boarding sequence, you are boarding after the aircraft is already substantially full, after the overhead bins in your section have been claimed by earlier boarding passengers, and by the time you reach your row, the compartment above you may be completely full, forcing a gate check of your carry-on that adds time at baggage claim and can create a connection risk. Our community's most effective workaround is this: book a window or middle seat initially to secure early boarding and guarantee your bin space. Then once you are aboard and your carry-on is safely stowed, ask the flight attendant whether the aisle seat you actually want has become available, because the mid-boarding window is one of the most fluid moments in the seating process, and switches happen with surprising regularity. Understanding the physical geography of the aircraft is knowledge that our airport wisdom community considers foundational, because where you sit within the aircraft has a direct and measurable impact on your turbulence exposure, your comfort, and your body's response to the flight. On most narrow-body single-aisle aircraft, the rows positioned over or just behind the wing, typically rows 6 through 9 on a standard configuration, represent what our community calls the sweet spot, and the reasons are both structural and practical. Structurally, the wing is where lift is generated and weight most directly supported, making those rows the most stable part of the aircraft with meaningfully less motion during turbulence than the tail section. And for senior travelers who experience motion sensitivity or simply prefer a smoother ride, this stability differential is consistent and significant. Practically, rows 6 through 9 place you close enough to the forward exits to deplane in the early wave of departing passengers while keeping you just far enough back to avoid the clustering of families with young children that tends to concentrate in the first 5 rows. One of the most powerful free tools available to any traveler making seat selection decisions is one the airlines would prefer you never found, and it is called Seat Guru, available at no cost at SeatGuru.com, where every individual seat on virtually every aircraft operated by every major carrier is color-coded to reveal its specific characteristics. Green for recommended seats with genuine advantages, yellow for seats with mixed trade-offs, and red for seats flagged as problematic due to non-reclining backs, galley noise, lavatory proximity, misaligned windows, or reduced bin access. The critical habit our community has adopted is always entering your specific flight number rather than a general aircraft type, because airlines operate the same route with different aircraft on different days, and the seat that is excellent on one variant can be genuinely problematic on another, and always taking a screenshot of your confirmed seat map immediately after selection, because aircraft substitutions happen regularly, and documentation of your original choice gives you a basis for requesting a comparable seat if reassignment occurs. The timing of your seat selection matters as much as the selection itself, and the moment that changes the most is the exact 24-hour mark before departure when online check-in opens, because at that precise moment, airlines release back into available inventory a category of seats previously held in reserve: seats blocked for operational reasons, seats in premium categories released at reduced prices as departure approaches, and preferred positions that were held back during the initial booking window. The passengers who capture these releases set multiple alarms for the 24-hour mark, have their confirmation number immediately accessible, and are inside the check-in system within the first 60 seconds of the window opening, because the best newly released seats disappear within minutes as other informed passengers compete for the same inventory. Joining the airline's free frequent flyer program, which costs nothing and takes 5 minutes, often provides slightly earlier access to this seat release or priority positioning within the check-in queue that can be the decisive factor in securing your preferred seat before it is gone. On flights exceeding 4 hours, the financial calculation around paid seat upgrades deserves honest reconsideration. A $30 investment in a preferred aisle seat with adequate legroom on a 6-hour overnight flight that allows you to sleep reasonably, arrive without lower back pain, and begin your trip with energy intact is not $30 spent on a luxury. It is $30 invested in your ability to actually enjoy the trip you planned and saved for. The insider timing knowledge our community has confirmed repeatedly. Airline upgrade pricing adjusts dynamically based on remaining inventory, and the prices displayed at original booking are frequently not the lowest those seats will reach. Within the 24 hours before departure, upgrade prices for preferred economy seats often drop 30 to 50% as airlines work to fill premium inventory before the door closes, meaning a quick price check on the morning of your flight takes 2 minutes and can save you meaningful money while still delivering the seat your body deserves. The ultimate strategy our airport wisdom community has refined across hundreds of collective flights is this sequential process. Visit Seat Guru before you even complete your booking. Study the aircraft seat map and target the single center aisle seats on wide-body twin-aisle aircraft. The seats on the aisle of the center section that give you complete mobility without ever having a seatmate who needs to climb over you, or the aisle seats in rows 6 through 9 on narrow-body aircraft for the optimum combination of stability, service access, and deplaning position. Screenshot your confirmed seat immediately. Set your alarm for the precise 24-hour mark, be in the system the moment check-in opens, and if a better seat has been released, grab it immediately. Arrive at the airport early enough to apply the gate agent technique for extra legroom if needed. Present a genuine, specific mobility need and ask directly whether any seats with more space have become available. And if you board to find your overhead bin compromised, speak immediately with the cabin crew chief because they have bin management tools unavailable to passengers, and they will use them for senior travelers who communicate clearly. The difference between a flight that depletes you and one that simply moves you comfortably from one place to another almost always comes down to 10 minutes of informed seat selection work that most passengers skip entirely because nobody told them it mattered. And now you know it does. And now you know exactly what to do about it. Tell us in the comments which of these seat secrets surprised you most, or share the story of the worst seat you have ever been assigned, because those conversations are exactly what the airport wisdom community is built on, and we read every single one. If today gave you something genuinely useful, hit subscribe and turn on notifications because we publish new insider travel guidance for senior passengers every single week, and we will see you on the next flight, in exactly the right seat.